Hello, my name is Bree, and I'd like to welcome you to my channel, Breezy Banter, the place where I talk about the things I want to talk about. In today's video, I'm continuing the series that I've created here on YouTube, where I describe my experience with specific houses in the indie perfume marketplace. So I've done a couple of these in prior videos, and today's video is going to be on the house Area of Effect. And I'm really excited for Area of Effect for a variety of reasons, but the biggest one is I first discovered this house a couple years ago when I was going through some just rough things in my personal life, and it brought me so much delight to see a house that did what they do. And what they do is they make video game inspired perfumes. So I got to see the juxtaposition of two areas of my life that, again, just bring me so much joy in and of themselves be mixed together. It brought me a lot of light during what was a really dark time. So with that in mind, let's just get into it. What I do in these videos is I tell you the name of the perfume, the notes of the perfume, what I rate it out of 10, and I indicate whether or not I plan on full-sizing it or if I already have full-sized it. In this video, I've not yet full-sized anything from the shop, but there are some that you will see that I do plan on full-sizing. And I realized, I don't know how I missed this, but in previous videos, I realized I never talked about price. So I will be including that in this video and hopefully in future videos as well. And I also talk about my experience with customer service, if applicable. And then at the end, I'll give a general summary of what I think of this house, who I think it would be good for, and my general experience. Before I start these videos, I also just want to give a disclaimer for the type of perfume that I like, because there are some that I might rate really poorly, but you might have different tastes than me. So in general, I tend to lean pretty heavily into what would be coded feminine scents. By that, I mean very gourmand scents. I've said before that my ideal scent is perhaps a lime cupcake of some sort. But anything that's vanilla heavy, or perfumes that have notes of things like cake, buttercream, vanilla, etc., kind of anything in that realm really does it for me. And I tend to also enjoy white florals, and some softer musks are okay. There are some notes that are kind of hit and miss. I find a lot of fruit notes can be hit and miss, for example, or strawberry, depending on whether they lean more sweet or more kind of true to form. And then notes that I tend to not enjoy as much include incense, pine, and anything that leans to more what we would categorize as masculine. So, but then keep that in mind as I go through this, as I think it will help explain some of my ratings. I think as I go through these, if you've played the video games that these perfumes are based on, I think it will be very obvious. I haven't played all of the games that the house has perfumes for, but I have played probably at least half of them. I'll just very quickly read the full list of the collections. So there are collections for Animal Crossing, Assassin's Creed, BioShock, Dragon Age, Fallout, Let's Play, Ooblets, Portal, The Elder Scrolls, Legend of Zelda. I wouldn't say I'm overly familiar with all of these. I have heard of all of these games, but I've never played, for example, BioShock. I've never played Legend of Zelda, much to my dismay. I've been told that I will love that game. But I have played Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Assassin's Creed, etc. So if you have played these games, I'm curious if you will be able to recognize the set names from them. So the first perfume here is 1UP. I rated it 4 out of 10, and I will not be full-sizing it. It's described as lemon cake, vanilla whip, torch sugar, and peony. I said the scent should have been an easy sell, but it definitely comes across like it had a strong apple note. I don't get much lemon cake, vanilla, or sugar, though I do get a floral note. Overall, it's a bit strange and a weird miss. Next is Below Me, which I rated 6 out of 10. I will not be full-sizing it. It's described as honeycomb, vanilla, caramel, honey, teakwood. I said the scent is quite nice, though it is also very light. It smells like it'd be a great scent to wear on a super hot day while lounging around. Next is the scent Blupee, which I rated 8 out of 10, and I will be full-sizing it. The notes are lilac, lavender, marshmallow, and cream. I said, like some of the other scents from this house, this has an initial unpleasant sharpness in the bottle. However, after a few minutes on my skin, it turned into this beautiful floral and sweet lavender scent. It's very feminine and calming. Next is Bugsnax. I rated 7 out of 10 and will not be full sizing. Described as strawberry, birthday cake, pineapple, kiwi, raspberry, milk chocolate, marshmallow, graham cracker, banana, coconut, cola, peanut butter, honey, watermelon, orange, lemon, popcorn, caramel, ice cream, sugar. I said the scent is really sweet and inoffensive. However, the longevity was on the shorter side and you have to be up close and personal for the sillage to have any effect. Next is Camper. I rated 7 out of 10 and I will not be full sizing. Described as milk chocolate, graham cracker, dark chocolate, marshmallow, campfire, and patchouli. I said the scent is definitely more campfire than the other notes, but it is still sweet and nice to wear. It's quite similar to some of the smoking scents from Firebird, which is another company that I have a video on. I will, of course, include a link to that video down below if you're curious on my thoughts on Firebird. Next is the scent Charisma. I rated it 7 out of 10, and I might be full sizing, which is a bit odd because I see that I have a few 7 out of 10s, but I don't typically want to full size anything that I rate below an 8, but I did for some reason. So I said I might full size it. It's described as cotton candy, cherry blossom, vanilla bean, champagne, strawberry, soft vanilla. I said the scent is quite nice and sweet, though the longevity and strength was on the shorter, weaker side. Next is Constitution, which I rated 7 out of 10, and I will not be full sizing it. It's brownie, raspberry, peanut butter, vanilla bean. I said this is a delicious gourmand scent. The brownie and raspberry really come through. It almost smells like a Black Forest cake, but more raspberry instead of cherry. Next is the scent Fairy Fountain, which I received as a free sample from the store when I ordered. I rated this 5 out of 10 and I will not be full sizing it. It's described as rose, sultry vanilla, pink grapefruit, raw sugar, peony, and pink pepper. I said the scent is nice, though the rose is very notable and thus makes it not for me. The vanilla and grapefruit add a nice sweetness and complexity. I forgot to mention one of the notes that I just do not like is rose and pumpkin are probably my two, those are the two notes that I would say are the most popular in scents that I dislike. So this one has rose as the first note, so not for me. Next is Frunbuns Hunbun, which I rated 8 out of 10, and I do plan on full sizing it. It's described as pistachio cream, angel cake, almond extract, cherry blossom, coconut milk, strawberry jam, pie crust accord, soft musk. I said the scent is really nice. I definitely get soft musk and some baking-esque notes. It's sweet too, and I feel like I get the tiniest amount of spice. I was complimented while wearing this. I just wish it was a little stronger. Next is Great Fairy Kiss. I rated this 9 out of 10, and I will be full sizing it. The notes are pink pepper, passion fruit, guava, ginger, watermelon, sexy vanilla, cotton candy, candied vanilla, dark sandalwood. I said this scent is really fun. I definitely get the fruit notes, though I originally thought it was strawberry as opposed to passion fruit or guava and watermelon. The pepperwood and sandalwood make this particularly interesting. Next is the scent Hey Listen, which I rated 9 out of 10, and I will be full sizing it. It's described as soft vanilla, blueberry, lavender, pink pepper, violet, sugar. I said that this scent smelled very not good in the bottle. Like most area of effect scents, once it's actually on my skin, it completely changed into something I love. It mellowed into a lovely sweet and soft mix of lavender and vanilla with a little something extra. In a word, I would describe it as dreamy. Next is the scent Hist Sap, which I rated 6 out of 10, and I will not be full sizing. It's described as banana bread, toasted pralines, French vanilla, honey, butter, cardamom, maple syrup, teakwood, bourbon. I said the scent is exactly as described, but less sweet than I was expecting. It is perfectly fine as a scent. It just doesn't match up to what I want in a scent like this. So I expected, because of banana bread, French vanilla, and maple syrup, it was going to be sweeter, but it was probably more accurately described as a true gourmand as opposed to like a sweet gourmand. Next is Intelligence. I rated this 5 out of 10. I will not be full sizing it. It's described as peony blossom, peach, coconut, olive leaf, cotton candy, vanilla bean. I said this scent is very floral and fruit forward. I don't get much of the cotton candy or vanilla bean. It basically smells like rosy peaches. Next is Lon Lon Milk, which I rated 8 out of 10, and I will not be full sizing. It's described as marshmallow cream, carnation, French vanilla, grass, nag japa. I said the scent is very light and creamy. If it smelled stronger or lasted longer, I would probably full size it. Next is the scent Luck, which I rated 8 out of 10, and I will not be full sizing it. It's described as watermelon, cotton candy, pink grapefruit, plumeria, marshmallow, lemongrass. I said the scent is super yummy and sweet. I just wish this lasted a bit longer / was a bit stronger. Next is Mossprout Malt, which I rated 7 out of 10, and I will not be full sizing it. It's described as Fruit Loops, cereal milk accord, fresh baked pastry, buttery popcorn, graham cracker. I said the scent is strange. It's very herbally and maybe slightly creamy. I don't get Fruit Loops or pastry at all, but it's certainly not unpleasant. Next is the scent New Leaf, which I also received as a free sample when I ordered, which I rated 8 out of 10, and I will be full sizing it. The notes are rose, cosmo flower, tulip, pansy, violet, lily, soft musk, white amber. I said a rose scent that I like, Levitate area of effect, I guess. The scent is very florally, and I almost thought it might have a tobacco note in it when I first smelled it, but I think I was picking up on the musk. Overall, it's a really nice blend and one of the few rose scents that I actually like. Next is Orlais, or Orlais, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Rated it 7 out of 10, and I might full size it. The notes are coffee, bourbon, pastry, caramel, French vanilla, teakwood, marshmallow, patchouli. I said, like some of the other scents from this house, this has an initial unpleasant sharpness in the bottle. However, once applied, it mellowed out to a delicious gourmand treat. It's surprising to me that coffee is the first note, as I can barely smell it, but the rest of the notes make for a well-rounded sweet, but definitely not cake sweet scent. Next is Outset Island, which I rated 8 out of 10, and I will be full sizing it. The notes are sand, Tahitian vanilla, white amber, driftwood, sea salt, marshmallow, campfire. I said the scent had a god-awful smell in the bottle, but again, it mellowed once it was on my skin into a beautifully sweet, slightly earthy and smoky scent. Next is the scent Purah, which I rated 8 out of 10, and I will not be full sizing it. It's described as zone machinery, gardenia, goat butter, pastry, sexy vanilla, lemon, honeysuckle, cashmere accord, sweet musk. I had heard this described as my engineering girlfriend, so of course I had to try it. If you're not aware, I'm an engineer. Strangely enough, well, I'm an engineer and a girlfriend, but it was mostly the engineering part that intrigued me. So of course I had to try it. Strangely enough, I can get the machinery from this mixed with some rich, creamy scents of musk. I wish it was much stronger, however. Next is the scent Riften, which I rated 7 out of 10, and I might full size it. Notes are blackberry, honey mead, amber, cashmere, sandalwood, cedarwood, and vetiver. I said the scent has that weird unpleasant sharpness when smelling directly from the bottle, but it definitely goes away once applied to the skin. The scent is sweeter than I was expecting given the notes, but it's a damn good vibe. Next is Skooma, which I rated 8 out of 10, and I will not be full sizing. The notes are mango, papaya, honey, sand, marshmallow, coconut, cactus blossom, sandalwood, sugar, and more sugar. I said the scent smells like juicy fruit, I think, or at least some sort of juicy, sugary candy from my childhood. It's quite nice and sweet, though the strength and duration of the scent wasn't strong or long enough for me to want to full size it. Next is the scent Stardew, which I rated 6 out of 10, and I will not be full sizing it. The notes are honeysuckle, peach, sweet pea, apricot, hay, corn, pumpkin pie. I said the scent is quite sweet and gourmand and smells exactly the way I would imagine Stardew would smell. Next is Strength, which I rated 6 out of 10 and will not be full sizing. The notes are peanut butter, banana bread, vanilla bean, banana, walnut. I said the scent is very gourmand. It definitely seems like there's a chocolate note in it, but I suspect it's how all of the actual notes are interacting with each other. Overall, it's very nice. It's just not for me. Next is Sweet Roll, which I rated 5 out of 10, and I will not be full sizing. The notes are cinnamon roll, cream cheese icing, ginger, graham cracker, chai tea. I said the scent is fine, but the cinnamon burns and isn't as sweet as I would have liked. I also forgot to mention I have sensitive skin, and so normally if I apply perfumes that have cinnamon and or nutmeg in it, I will often get skin irritation for a couple minutes and then it tends to go away, which I'm willing to tolerate for perfumes that I like absolutely love. But if the scent is fine, as I said this one is, then I'm not going to deal with that. Next is the scent The Cake is a Lie, which I rated 8 out of 10, and I will be full sizing. It's described as dark chocolate frosting, vanilla cupcake, creamy white musk, cherry on top. I said this scent is sweet and cake-like, but has the tiniest amount of floral to it. It is a really enjoyable and light scent, though the longevity is still good. I find often if scents are light, the longevity is on the shorter end, but that wasn't the case with this particular perfume. Next is the scent Twilight Princess, which I received as a free sample when I ordered. I rated it 4 out of 10. I will not be full sizing it. The notes are violet, basil, warm vanilla, chai spices, caramel, brown sugar, teakwood. I said the chai spices and teakwood are very forward in the scent and overpower the sweeter notes, thus leading to my low rating. And the last scent that I have tried from Area of Effect is Would You Kindly. I rated this 6 out of 10 and I will not be full sizing it. The notes are bourbon, coffee, warm vanilla, bread, hazelnut, sultry musk, sandalwood, cedar, bergamot, orange peel. I said bourbon is just not for me, I think. The scent is nice, but very muted. So those are all the perfumes that I've tried from Area of Effect. I don't actually have any on my in search of list. So I've tried all of the ones that are currently released that I'm interested in trying. However, the owner does come out, I would say semi-regularly, maybe once or twice a year, I could be mistaken, with new collections. So it's very possible that there will be new perfumes from this house that I want to try. And as I said, I haven't full-sized anything from this shop yet, but I do plan on doing so, probably almost certainly during a sale. So in terms of customer service, I have to say Area of Effect is unmatched. I have ordered from them twice. I had issues both times, not as a result of the store doing anything wrong, but my own fault and USPS's fault. When I first ordered from them, I had used Google autofill for the shipping address and it was wrong. And I noticed immediately, as soon as I had received my order confirmation, I saw the incorrect address and it was shoot. So I sent out an email as soon as I noticed. It was probably 9:30 or so at night. And she responded within literally minutes to be no problem, I will change the address, no issues. And it was great. I received my package, no problem. The second time I had ordered from them, they'd shipped the package, and when I went to check USPS's site to see where the package was, it said USPS is in possession of the item. And I was like, okay, sure, no problem. I think the expected delivery was 2 or 3 days after that. I went back a couple days later and it said USPS is still in possession of item. And I was like, okay, weird that it's not moving through the system. I've heard that sometimes the USPS doesn't necessarily scan all packages. Maybe that's what's happening. I'll give it some more time to see if it finally starts moving. So I waited maybe a week and a half after that and it never changed. The status on the USPS page never updated. So I sent an email to the house to say to inquire and basically say have you had any issues with the other shipments that you might have sent out that day? Have you run into this issue before? Is there anything I can do? The package was insured and so they reshipped my package. No problem. So just the owner, her name is Allie, and she is such a delight. She seems like such a sweet person and she runs a great perfume house. In terms of turnaround time, the first time I had ordered was April 23rd and they shipped April 24th, and that was when my shipping address was wrong, so they got that fixed in less than 24 hours. The next time I ordered was June 23rd and they shipped July 3rd, which is well within their stated turnaround time. I believe, at least at the time of this filming, there's a banner at the top that says their turnaround time is currently 14 business days. So that was about a 10-day, not business days, but a 10-day turnaround time. So they were well within that. In terms of the sizes that you can buy, you can get 3, 5, and 10 mils. Those go for $10, $16, and $25 respectively. They also offer sample packs for all of the scents that they have. And they have a variety of different ones. For example, if you want to sample all of the perfumes from, say, the Legend of Zelda collection, you can get one specific for that. What I did was I got sample packs where I can pick the specific perfumes that I wanted, which you can buy for $20 for 5 samples, which to me is that's a very reasonable price in my opinion. And then in terms of a few other things that I just want to briefly mention, when I was going through the scents, I mentioned which samples I received for free in my order. I believe that there's typically 1 to 2 free samples per order. I've said before that when it comes to, well, anything really, I want to get what I ordered. Anything extra is nice. I'm not necessarily looking for that. I know that for a lot of people, getting free samples is like a great joy. That's great for them. You will get that with Area of Effect. For me, it's like, it's nice, but if a shop doesn't do that, it doesn't turn me off of them. Let me say that. The only other two things that I would mention is for Area of Effect scents, you really have to try them on the skin, because when I placed my first order and I got my samples and I like took the cap off and like smelled them, I was like, these literally all smell the same. There was like kind of like a baby powderiness to them. And I was like really worried, because I was like, I literally just smell baby powder from all 10 or 15 or however many I'd ordered. And so I was kind of worried, because I was like, well, like, you live and you learn, of course, but I also just don't want to waste my money. But once I actually like put them on my skin, they smell different. Like, they morphed into what the notes actually said that they were, and that baby powderiness went away. So that it's possible that that might be the same situation for you. I just would hate for someone to order a scent, not try it because of how it smells in the bottle, and be missing out on a great perfume that actually does smell good once applied to the skin. That is how perfumes are made. They're made to be put on the skin. So smelling a bottle is never really it won't give you a real sense of what it will smell like on the skin. They might be similar, but they very much might not. The other thing is that I found in general that the longevity for Area of Effect perfumes was on the lower end of things. So for the most part, I kind of just want my perfume to last for the full day. I generally put my perfume on around 10 in the morning, because by that point I've worked out, I've showered, I've started my workday. So that's around the time that I'll put it on, and ideally I would still be smelling, like, I don't expect it to smell the same way it smells at 10 a.m. but like at 8 p.m. I still want to be able to, like, if I like smell my arm, be able to smell it. And that was true with some of their scents, but with some others, like, I wouldn't say that they lasted that amount of time. Like, I would say the ones that I mentioned had lower longevity were probably around 6 hours or so. If that amount of longevity is not good enough for you, then that's something to keep in mind. I don't reapply throughout the day, but if you're willing to reapply, then no harm, no foul. In terms of who I think Area of Effect would be good for, I would say anyone who loves video games, particularly the ones that they created collections for. Skyrim is my favorite game of all time, so the fact that they had a Skyrim collection, like, again, just, it brings me so much joy to think about. So I would say anyone who wants to see the games that they play and love and adore thought of in a different way would probably get as big a kick out of the store as I did. And I would also say if you're into gourmands, I would say like kind of more realistic gourmands. As I said earlier, like, my ideal scent is just smell like a cupcake. And I think there might be like one scent from Area of Effect that will like give me that smell. But if you want to smell like the way an actual cinnamon bun smells, which might not be that sweet, like, you might get some sugar from it, but if you smell a cinnamon bun, like, you're getting a lot of the spices, you're getting some creaminess from the frosting perhaps. I think that's what Area of Effect really succeeds at. It's the more realistic gourmands. And I actually do think that they have a fair number of, let's say, androgynous or perhaps more masculine leaning scents. There were very few scents that I tried that have like incense or smoke or wood notes, but they have quite a few scents that I didn't try on their website that you can purchase that I think might be quite appealing to people who do like those notes, because the ones that I did try that had them, they were nice. I think if I enjoyed like a campfire note, I would have loved the ones that I tried that had that, but because I don't, I rated them low, but I think others would find that they're quite lovely. I think that's it for me today. Before you go, I'd love to hear from you. What video game series do you think would make a really great perfume collection? I really like the idea of Skyrim, not just because I'm a Skyrim lover, but I think something like Sweet Roll, and I can imagine Riften having like a particular scent. So I think that really lends itself well to creating perfumes. I'm curious if there are any others that perhaps I haven't thought of that you think would be good for this purpose. And before I go, I'd like to take a minute to thank you for taking time out of your day to spend watching this video. It really means a lot to me. Thank you. Bye.